okay.
Do you remember your first kiss with your partner?
Yes.
Was it amazing?
I just remember it being like, you know, that feeling. And it feels, it's like, you know, the moment.
What
It sounds
happened?
so deep.
I want to know.
We were in a nightclub. And which sounds a bit, you know, whatever. But
I met my husband in a nightclub in
I loved
Ibiza.
it. Well, we met on Ria.
Oh, right,
Ria,
okay,
the dating
yeah,
app.
yeah.
We met on there.
And then you went to a nightclub for your first date?
He wasn't really as interested as I'd hoped. So I was like, right, I'm going to try something else. I'll go down a different avenue because he's not into it. So I thought, right, whatever. And then fast forward like a few months, I was in the studio with the girls and it was actually Jessie. She was like, why don't you just get on Ria? And I was like, I'm not going on a dating app. I'm not desperate. Because again, I thought, well, this is a bit desperado. I don't want to do that because everyone's going to see me on there. And then the girls were like, please, can we just make you an account so we can see who's on there? Because it would be so funny. Yeah, and I was like, fine. So they're making my profile. They're like, let's put this picture on. Let's do that. Let's do that. So anyway, fast forward. A few years back in time, the girls went to a game, NFL or something.
Yeah, I don't know about sport.
I don't know about sports either, sorry. But they went to a game and I think it was basketballs involved. And they went, and when they got there, I never went at the time. And the girls went without me. And he actually interviewed the girls. But before he went to interview them, he was like nudging everyone like, is the blonde one there? Is the blonde one there? Is Perrie there? Is Perrie there? Because he fancied me. And I wasn't there. So he got there and he was like, oh, it's chill, right? Okay, I'll do it. And at the time, it was like, that went by. And then fast forward, I'm on Ria. We're swiping through all these guys. And he popped up. And Jessie was like, oh my God, girls, it's that guy who interviewed us. He's an interviewer. And I was like, oh, was he nice? Like, and I'm like, but if he just interviews, why is he wearing football kits the whole time? Me and the girls being so like not down with the football. We were like, maybe he just plays football as well. So then Jessie was like, trust me, I know your type. He's so cute. You'll like him. Match him. And I was like, fine. So we matched on Ria. But like I say to you, he wasn't that keen. We like messaged like back and forth, like maybe a few odd messages, and it was nothing. And it just like, I wanted him to be like really into me and he wasn't. So I thought, well, I'll pass then, whatever, not interested. And then we were in Europe and we were watching Gogglebox, the charity Stand Up to Cancer version, and the England squad were on there. And Alex was one of the guys on there and he was like, yeah. And he was like giving it the big in and he was like really funny and he came across really sensitive and he was talking about his mum who sadly had breast cancer. And I was just watching it thinking, oh, he seems really nice. And then Jessie was like, message him right now and say, why don't you take me for a drink? And I was like, don't be so ridiculous. I'm not that forward. I was like, I'm ill just thinking about it.
Oh, it's so fun. I love this.
Yeah. And she was like, message him. Say, when are you going to take me for a drink? And I was like, really? Do you think I should? She was
That's
like, yeah.
really hot. Yeah. When are you going to take me for a drink?
Yeah. Like, do you want
Love.
to take me for a drink? When
Yeah.
should we go? Like, when are you going to take me out? And I text him as we were taking off. So I was like, oh my God. The whole time I was in the air. I was like,
was it a long flight?
It wasn't that long. It was
Oh, fine.
Germany, but it was
Okay.
still long enough for me to be working myself up into a frenzy. So I was getting a bit hot under the collar. I was like, oh God, Jess, what if he doesn't reply? What if he's not into me? It's just embarrassing. I've just asked him to take me out. He might pie me off. She's like, he won't pie you off. So I messaged him saying like, your Gogglebox episode was really cool. Like, do you want to go out for a drink or whatever? Or do you want to take me out? And then he replied like, yeah, it's a school night tonight, as in football. He was so focused on football, I could barely get him out the house. It was so annoying, but I was like, fair enough, you're good at your job.
Yeah.
And eventually we met up and I just instantly, the second I seen him at Cirque nightclub doorway, I knew he was mine. He was for me. I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. He was so handsome and he was dressed so nice and his hair was so nice. And I was just like, oh, fuck, I love him. Fuck. But I was single for so long and everybody gave me the ick. Everybody.
Really?
Everyone I dated, I was like, it's probably not going to go anywhere. It didn't seem like everything just seemed like really yeah, there, whatever. It didn't seem serious. And I was like, I'm going to be on my own forever. I'm never going to find anybody again. Like, this is it for me.
Until you got to Cirque.
And then I met him in Cirque and I was like, I love you. Well, I didn't say that. I said it in my head. And then he invited me to like that night. Nothing happened.
You didn't even have a snog on the first
No,
night? Are you
nothing
joking? How
happened.
did you not kiss him on the
I
first
really
night?
wanted to, but I was like, just don't. I
I wouldn't have been able to not.
fought it. He asked me to go home with him and I was like, no, thank you.
You are amazing.
I know. We talk about it now and it's actually hilarious because he didn't want to ask. His friend told him to ask.
That's
So anyway, the whole story's hilarious. But like fast forward, we just kind of like, I fell for him really quickly, I think, because he was just so genuine and really lovely and just like funny as hell. He's the funniest person I've ever met in my life. Like he makes me cackle. Like he's just brilliant.
How gorgeous.
He's just great. I know.
That's
I feel very
beautiful.
lucky.
I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
So lovely.
I honestly love that man with every inch of my being. If he had a zip, I'd fucking crawl in it. I'm obsessed with him. And he has had to teach me to stand up for myself because I'm not good at it. I hate confrontation. I don't want to argue with people. I don't want to even have out the conversation. I just don't want it. I'd rather avoid it. It's like my anxiety. Just pretend it's not there. But he's like, babe, you have to stand up for yourself. You're now a businesswoman. You're now running the show. It's on you. You tell people what you want, what makes you happy. And I'm like, I couldn't. He's like, yes, you can. Let me have the conversation then. I'm like, no, imagine. He's like, let me talk to them for you then. And I'm like, no, I'll do it myself. And I've had to be in situations in meetings and hold my own and be a strong person, which I'm really not good at. It's out of my comfort zone. But being with Alex has helped me so much. He's like, babe, just do it like this. Therapy has helped me so much. I love a shit sandwich. It's my favorite thing. You give them a compliment.
Yeah.
You big them up. You say, what you do, this is great. You don't say but, you say and.
And the shit bit.
I'm noticing the shit. And then you add another little layer on top. It's like, it's a shit sandwich. Yeah. I love it. It's like handling the confrontation. I've had to really work on that, especially being solo now, because I would just be like, Jade, you tell him. Leanne, you say something. And I would just be like, somebody say something. And if I had to step up for the girls, I would. Because I think when you're trying to stand up for other people, you have this like,
yes,
something comes over you and you're like, I can handle this because it's for them.
It's harder to advocate for yourself because you just think people think I'm an arsehole. Again, I think this is a female issue more so because if your partner was to stand up in a meeting and say, I don't like this, whatever, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's a man, knows what he wants, and whatever. Whereas for us, it's like, who does she think she is? Having an opinion or saying a thing. I mean, it's not always like that, but that's, I think, our inherent fear is that people are going to go, what a fucking bitch. Yeah. Because look at, she thinks she knows everything and she's saying what she wants. And then, but I think it's also because we sort of doubt, we've stopped trusting ourselves and actually we do know what's best for us. We do know what we want. But how brilliant that he's such a great encourager.
I love it. It's so good. I
love that you're obsessed with him.
I am. I honestly just stare at him sometimes and I think, God, I hope he loves me how I love him. Like, it's wild. I'm obsessed with him.
Have you seen Nobody Wants This on Netflix?
No, not yet. Is it good?
Can you promise me that you'll watch it tonight?
Okay, I'll promise. I'll watch it because I need something to watch.
I just bored my whole team with this. I am so obsessed. There's the best kiss you've ever seen in your life in this show. Okay. And all my friends were bigging it up, and I hate when people big things up. So I was like, I'm doing to you. Yeah. I was like, I'm not watching it.
Okay.
Out of protest, I'm not watching it. And I thought, I'll watch episode 1. And I was like, okay, I quite like it. Episode 2, I was like,
really?
This kiss is so excellent in every way. I don't want to ruin it for you, but you will love it.